If you are looking to buy a home at some point in your life, start saving at the earliest. Here's how you can plan it. One of the most common financial goals that people aspire to achieve is living in their own home. Buying your own home is a privilege many have to strive hard for. Planning for it itself can be a daunting task. One needs to understand one's cash flow and requirement to adequately finance this goal. Firstly, you must decide when you'd like to buy a house. It's important to start planning as early as possible. If you start planning at the age of, say, 25, you would be able to save enough to buy a house in the next 7 to 10 years. Ideally, you must choose to invest your money in instruments that will yield a higher rate of return than the current rate of inflation. For example, if you are planning to buy a house in the next 7 to 8 years or more, you must invest in equity funds rather than debt-based instruments. This will help you yield higher returns and build a larger corpus over the years, with the benefit of compounding. Of course, home loan eases some load off your shoulders. But you need to plan for the down payment of the house, which again is quite a substantial amount. Moreover, usually, the maximum loan one can avail is up to 80% of the value of the property, i.e., you would need to plan for the remaining 20%. Secondly, if you decide on taking a loan, you must estimate the amount of loan you can comfortably take so as to comfortably pay off your EMIS. Banks usually charge interest of approximately 8.5% to 9.5% per annum. Ideally, take a higher loan over the long run, simply because the rate of return on your investments would be higher than the interest you are paying to the bank. Additionally, we have observed that when people are looking to buy a house, if they stayed clear from these common financial mistakes, they successfully go on to planning, investing, and moving into their dream home. Here's what they need to do. Avoid buying a house when you are in debt. When you are already in debt, you are not saving as much as you can to meet your goals of buying a new home. Adding a home loan to the mix further weighs down your monthly budget. It is advisable to pay off your debt before you take on another loan. Avoid buying a house you cannot afford. Buying a house is not your life's only financial goal. So, it isn't advisable to spend all your money on just one goal. Adopt a realistic approach and fit a home within the perfect budget and not a budget into your perfect home. Avoid not saving enough for a down payment. Many homebuyers don't give the down payment much importance and therefore do not save enough for it. But what they do not realize is that not only does this increase the EMI burden, but they'll end up paying more as interest and fees too. It is advisable to pay a minimum of 20% of the property value to avoid this expensive error in judgment. Remember to incorporate costs related to moving homes. Other costs, such as legal fees, broker fees, property taxes, insurance, moving expenses, etc., should be accounted for when you are saving up for your new home. Planning ahead helps you avoid dipping into your emergency fund to meet these expenses. As with any financial goal, if you are looking to buy a home at some point in your life, start saving at the earliest. With the right advice from a financial expert and setting realistic expectations for your savings, expenses, and your new home, you can be a proud homeowner without the financial burden. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. For getting more useful and interesting information, to subscribe to the Engineer AJ Lard's channel, How to Make Home.